Today is an important day for Formula One because McLaren's Mini DRS is history. McLaren is going to be forced to remove him from his car. They know that it was a solution that was somewhat illegal, because it was not illegal since it had passed the FIA controls, but it was tempting against the spirit of the rule. We see in this recreation of the GS Formula Car teammates how this Mini DRS acted, how these side flaps were lifted, generating as much load as possible, high speeds in the central area, and how this raised this side of the central area of the wing. This element that normally behaves in a totally different way on other teams. This way, basically, that's how it has to be. This is its natural way. But in the case of McLaren, they had this way of getting an effect. So to speak, Mini DRS, a small opening to achieve a little more top speed, especially on low downforce circuits. McLaren needed this. They had struggled in the past on fast circuits, and this solution has surely helped them at many points in the season. It was in Baku when the whole mess was generated. A mess that, by the way, we had already been anticipating here at Razor, because I think we were one of the first channels to say that there was a flex problem in the McLaren wings as soon as Helmut Marko pointed it out. We made a video about it. And by the way, now Marko himself has said that they are going to focus on the front wing, having once this battle has been won. Let's see what happens from now on. Checo spoke about the Mini DRS. He is one of the protagonists who spoke about it. Other drivers, such as Charles Leclerc, have been quite critical during the weekend. But, yes, Checo said this. It's clear it's outside the regulations. It's an illegal car. But now, it seems that it's allowed. I'm very surprised. Statements in the run-up to the Singapore Grand Prix, which I think added a little more pressure to the FIA. The FIA, regarding these unlawful matters, it has always acted in a civil way, trying to make this transcend as little as possible. We remember what happened with the Ferrari engine in 2019. How little by little an engine that clearly had some kind of illegality in the flow meter was losing that power. We also remember the controversy of the famous dash from Mercedes, as it was a very useful element, especially to warm up tires at certain times of lap preparation, etc. And although they were not, especially in the case of the DAS, we are not talking about it being the key to Mercedes' success at the time, far from it. Just as this is not the key to McLaren's current success, as it is true that they were elements susceptible to altering the rules to the point that the rest of the teams, of course, take note, want to copy, and that generates that the FIA gets completely out of hand, especially because we are also at a point in the season in which some teams, having already planned their latest improvements and so on, can no longer copy, have already reached the limit of the budget ceiling. This is impossible. However, let's put everything in context. How much did this give McLaren? Was this the key to everything? Not at all. This, come on, is estimated to be 1/2, perhaps, which is important. Logically, in such a tight world championship for Red Bull, right? That is why they have complained. But I don't want us to focus on this. I think we have been the few who have spoken about this controversy, but sometimes that finger that points to the sun. We all look at the finger and do not focus on the sun, how big it is, and if